Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft World, the one that we've been streaming on for a while. Um anyway, still need to finish the house. It seems like I was sorry if I'm a bit out of it. I came across a nostalgia video and so many memories. It was specifically Minecraft nostalgia and so many memories came back. Well, yes, I'm sad that all gone now. As I said in previous previous streams and in previous videos, though I'm sad that they're gone and how much I would really love for everything to come back, it would be best if it didn't. And the reason why is because all of us that were there in the early 2000s, early 2010s, all of us that were there, the problem is that, as I've said, we can want all of that back as much as we want. I should probably go and find mangrove. We can want that back as much as we want. But we all have to face the fact that if it were to come back, now, exactly how it if it were to come back exactly how it was when we left it, it would not be the same. The reason for it not being the same is because we've all grown up. We've all grown up. Yes, it would be nice for everything to be back to the way it used to be, but because of how we're so used to things how are nowadays, if it were to come back exactly the way it was when we left it, it wouldn't be the same. Because our tastes and how videos are supposed to be are different. Not to mention that even if it did come back exactly how it was before, everyone would be saying it's different. Everyone would be saying that it's different, that it's not how it used to be, despite even if it is exactly how it was, how it once was. Even if it is exactly the way it once was. The reason why is because the way you remember it versus the way how it actually was is completely different. It's all completely different than what it actually was. And the reason why is because that's what nostalgia is. That's nostalgia speaking. No, that's nostalgia speaking. We all remember things in a certain way, but we forget how it actually was because we remember only the good parts most of the time. Most of the time, we only remember the good parts. We don't remember the bad parts. Because our brain just chooses to only remember the good parts. And the problem is, a lot of times, they're mostly bad. And there are some times where they were mostly bad, but we only chose to remember the good. But, and that's good. That's good. It's good to remember good stuff. It's good to remember the good stuff. Like when YouTubers are with their friends, when they say something really funny, when they make a good video. The lessons that they give you. The lessons that they gave us. And while I'm sad that it's no longer the same as it used to be, I am glad that they were there, and that they were the ones who turned us into the people we are nowadays. Or at least all the decent people. I feel like that there were some people that didn't really take a lesson away from any of their stuff. They didn't really take a lesson away from it. From what they taught us. And I honestly think that that's really sad that those people did not take a lesson away. This honestly is really sad, because there were a lot of good lessons, and people will say, you know, well, I don't remember learning anything from that. To which I say, did you not watch or listen a single one of their videos? There are people that will look at them and say, well, aren't they bad people? Yes, they are bad now. But I'm talking about back then when they were good. When they were good. Before all the shenanigans went down. Before all the shenanigans went down. A good example of this is Stampy Longhead. Now, Stampy himself, not bad guy. However, let's take one of his best friends in this. One of the guys that was always there, you know, or at least there the most in his videos, Alpha Lee, in his lovely world. Alpha Lee turned out to end up being a creep. But I remember like having a smile on my face before all of that happened. I remember having a smile on my face just every single time Stampy would be like, and I'm joined by Lee Bear. Woo, 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 woo. I remember having a smile on my face every single time Lee Bear would join. I remember loving that guy. It was like really like pillar of the of like Stampy's lovely world. It's a shame that he turned out the way he did. It's a shame that he turned out the way he did. It doesn't stop me from having good memories. A lot of them ended up turning out to be not good people. Pat and Jen, Pat got arrested. Pat got arrested and hasn't really been doing good since. And a lot of people say, oh, but if Pat and Jen just got together, everything will be good again. But that's the problem. That's the thing. No, it won't. It would not be the same. Maybe because Jen is like they broke up. Yes, they're no longer together. But Jen is now married with a kid. Now has a kid. She now has a kid now. She's married to another guy and has a kid. A lot of a lot of a lot of the Minecraft YouTubers that we grew up with have also grown up as well. People are not always going to stay the same. Some of them may stay the same, but the problem with that is that, let's say like if like Dan the Diamond Minecart, he even touched upon the subject. He even said that even if he did make the same exact type of content that he made all those years ago, it would not be the same. It would not be genuine. It would not be the same because, well, we've all grown up. We've all grown up. He's grown up too. Everyone has. And when you remember that, that's just life. Things will come and go. The love of the Lord stays forever. I know that people come in here and they're expecting like oh, entertainment, yay. Which that's what I try and do. I try and do entertainment. I do my best with entertainment. Try and make the best I can when it comes to like the best that I can when it comes to entertainment. Maybe not the best that I can, but when it comes to video making, it's really just, it's not really like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be like the best in the world when it comes to this. What I am trying is, I'm trying to I just want people to see me the same way I saw those YouTubers as a kid. That's really it. I don't really care about being famous. I don't really care about being rich. As much as I would very much like for this to be my career, for YouTube to be my career, or streaming to be my career. As much as I would love for that to happen. As much as I would love for that. Fame is not really something that I'm really like, I desperately want. While it would be nice, yes, as I said, I much prefer to be seen as the same way I saw those YouTubers as a kid, as someone to look up to. Someone to be like, someone to look at the world and someone to look at the world and be like, you know, maybe things are not so bad. Maybe things are not so bad. Okay, I'm gonna start doing what I originally was planning on doing. Okay, time for me to do what I originally planned on doing, and that is, we are going to go and dig a hole. Brothers of the mine, rejoice, sing, sing, sing with me. Raise your pick and raise your voice. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Who knows what we'll find beneath? Diamond, rubies, gold, and more hidden in the mountain store. Do 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 Born underground, suckled rot from teeth and stone, raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home, skin made of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. The sunlight will not reach the slow down deep in the mine. Never seen the bloom and glow. The dwarves won't fly so high. At the feast, fill your belly at the feast, stuff your belly full of me, stumble home and fall asleep, dreaming in a mountain keep. There we go. Okay, so what I wanna do is I wanna make a beacon. Oh, well, technically two beacons. One that's gonna go over here and one that's gonna go maybe like somewhere over here, okay? And the one that's gonna go like over here, it's gonna be like all the way down to bedrock. And the way how I want this to work is, I don't know, first let's figure this out. Okay. You know what? I probably should go into like a testing world to test this out. Let me where is it? Let's go here. Okay, whoa. Okay. Do I have iron anywhere? Or sure I made something out of iron. Literally anything. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. I think, you know, come to think of it, well, this was like the second video I made on this world. Seriously. You can go back in time and look. Okay, what is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4. Okay, so also wait, hold on a second. Since when did it have a... Am I just noticing that it had a noise? One more, please. All right. Okay, when I say that, I mean like I didn't know it had its own like. It sounds like iron. It sounds like iron now. Before it just sounded like. Just sounded like that, or just sounded like. It sounded like this. It just had that sound. I didn't know that it had its own personal sound now. Okay. Oh, I think I figured out why it doesn't feel like I'm going fast. Look at my hand. It's not making. Yeah, whatever. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to check. I forgot to check to see how much I'll check to see how much it is. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 by 9. Gotcha. I spent 5 seconds looking at that. Just not realizing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Okay. I have a task for you guys. Every morning when you wake up, I have several tasks. Every morning when you wake up, thank God thank the Lord, thank Jesus, thank the Holy Spirit, thank God, thank the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit that you woke up that day with breath in your lungs. Now, even if you don't believe, I still recommend doing it because do it and you'll start I assure you you're about to start finding a lot more good things in your life. You'll find your day will be a lot better. Another task. Start looking for the good stuff in the day. Start looking for good stuff in the day. All right? When you wake up, tell yourself, "Hey, I'm going to start looking for good stuff, for the good things that are in today." Yeah, you're going to find some bad stuff. Yeah, sure, but if you look for good stuff, look for good things, you'll find the good things. You'll find the good things. For the bad stuff, obviously you're gonna find the bad stuff. Sometimes when you're looking for good stuff, you'll find the bad stuff. Sometimes when you're looking for the bad stuff, you'll find the good stuff. But so if you just continuously look and keep your mind focused on good, you'll find good. How deep is the dirt here? Usually I would have hit like... Oh, sorry. Oh, was this like a... Oh, I think I know what happened. Okay. Oh, okay, I see what happened here. Okay. Well, but you'll start finding good stuff. Another task. At the end of every week, at the end of every week, at the end of every week, think back on the week, and think back and find one thing that is good and one thing that is bad. And the thing is, when you come to a thing that is bad, ask yourself, was it really that bad? Was it really that bad? Did it really have like really bad thing? And the answer a lot of times is gonna be, well, no. And there you go. Well, no. It wasn't that bad. Really. It wasn't that bad. And I assure you, you do this because this happened to me. You do this, and your weeks will turn from, oh, there's so many bad things in the week, I can't just pick one. Turn from that to, not that many bad things happen, and even the ones that did weren't even that bad. It's gonna turn from you finding every single bad thing that happened that day, that week. It'll turn from that to you can't think of one like major bad thing that happened. Like, yeah, you might come up with something with like a few things that were bad, but mostly it's just gonna be like it wasn't bad, it was just an inconvenience to, you know what, it wasn't, you know, it actually wasn't that bad, I don't need to complain. Like, you don't, like, you'll find that you don't need to complain. Like, you would be amazed on how much you'll find that you don't need to complain about, that you don't need, then how, like all the bad things that seem to be, like, bad in that day, you just think of, and it's like, well, there was really nothing wrong with that. You'll just think, there was really nothing wrong with that, it was just a bunch of really small things that just happened over time. Until really just some small bad things that happened over time to the point where it just accumulated into one big bad thing. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot, where things will just be very small. It's all very small and all just accumulates into one very bad thing. And I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. It just like the entire day just like it's all very small stuff, but then it all just like you just end up breaking down from all of it. And it's okay to cry about it. People will just say, "Oh, cry about it. Why not? Why don't you?" Or, "Oh, just toughen up. Come on, you don't need to cry about it." But the thing is, it's fine. It's okay to do that. All right. Like, there are people that say that, and sometimes I'll even say that, all right? Sometimes I'll even be like, "Oh, come on. Really? It's not that bad." But reality, it may, and the answer is, and the reality is, yeah, it may not be, yeah, it's not that bad. But But people, we all gotta remember that everyone is going through their own thing. There are people that are going through like some bad stuff right now. And there are people that will see that, and instead of helping, they'll just be like, oh, come on. There are people that are in worse circumstances here. And well, yes, there are people that are in worse circumstances. Here's the thing. Those people are dealing with that as well. But this person who's in their own circumstances, that in a bad circumstance, that they're in a bad situation, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it. And so instead of telling them, oh, don't cry about it, be tough about it. Don't cry. People are in worse circumstances than you are. You have nothing to complain about. Here's the thing about that is that, as I said, while yes, there are other people in worse circumstances, this person's going through it. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it, and they're asking for help. Asking for help is not weak, all right? Asking for help is not weak. It is good to ask for help. All right? It is good to ask for help. People will say that that getting help makes you weaker. I say no, it actually makes you stronger, because reason why is because one, now you have more people helping than where it was just you doing this by yourself before. And plus, because of that help, now next time either you or someone else is in that circumstance, you know what to do. You know what to do to help. You know what you can do. You know how to help the person that's also in that situation. You know how to help people that are in that situation. You know how to help yourself now. If you're in that same situation again, you know how to help yourself. You know how to help other people. That's great. And that's why help is always really good. Because now you're a lot stronger than you were before when you first went in. There's nothing wrong with help. Jesus helps people. Did that make them weak? No. It only made them stronger. Jesus knows what you're going through. He knows that what you're going through. He knows that you're tired. He knows. He sees you. And while at times it doesn't feel like that he's with you, rest assured he is. He is with you. Things may be going bad now, but just know that this too shall pass. Whatever pain you're going through will go away. It will go away. Just keep having faith. Just keep going. Do not give up. The devil attacks the most when you're closest to your goal. He attacks the most when you're closest to your goal. Think of like a video game. The average video game, usually you meet like the enemies when you're going in the right direction, right? Well, that's how it is with life as well. That's how it is with life as well. The enemy attacks the most when you're going in the right direction. And I'd recommend try going in the right direction. Take a look at your life. Think, you know what? I don't think I'm doing correct. I don't think I'm doing anything correct. I want God to take care now. Put your life in God's hands. Let him take care of you. and you will find so many things to be so much easier. Not everything is going to be easy, all right? God never promised an easy life, but he did promise that he would be with us through all of it. He did promise us that he would be with us through even the worst times. Jesus was in a storm, and he was able to sleep because he knew that his life was in God's hands. He knew that his life was in God's hands. The disciples were scared. They were like, Jesus, do you not care about us? We're about to drown. And Jesus gets up, looks at the ocean, and looks at the storm and says, peace, be still. And then there was a great calm. Now, a few verses ago, it said that there was a giant storm. And that's how it is with most of our lives, is that there's a giant storm in our life. And it feels like that there's no way out. It feels like that it's all going to, it's all not doing good. We're all doing really bad. But I'm here to tell you that you do not suck at life, all right? You do not suck at life. You're not bad at this, all right? Life is genuinely hard. Life is genuinely difficult, okay? There's a lot of bad things that go on in the world, and that's because we live in a broken world, okay? We don't live in a perfect world. We live in a broken one. And we can always do something to just make the world just a little bit of a better place. Just picking up at least just one piece of trash on your way to work that you see on the ground. Picking up, like, holding your door open for somebody. Yeah. If somebody comes to you, ask for directions, giving them directions. Saying good morning to somebody. Even just saying a hello to somebody could probably brighten that person's day. An act of kindness will always spark another. It may not always occur right then and there. It may not always be immediate. And it may not be very big. It may be very small. But the fact that it caused another act of kindness proves that an act of kindness will always spark another. Have you guys ever seen the movie Klaus? That's a really good example of it. Hello. How long have you been streaming? I've been going for about 38 minutes. Hi, how are you doing? I've been going for about 38 minutes. I've done about this much. But yeah, life is not, you don't suck at life. You're not bad at this, alright? Life generally is difficult, alright? God didn't promise an easy life, but he did promise that he would be with us through all of it. Sometimes it doesn't feel like he's with us, but that's only because it's just a bad circumstance. He will be with us. Think about Moses. Think about Moses. He was between he and the Israelites were in between the most powerful army in the entire world at the time, the Egyptians, and the Red Sea. There was really nowhere to go. Like, you can even look on the map and see where they were. There was really nowhere to go. And God tells Moses, "Hey, can you at least reply to greetings?" I'm the only one here. I did reply to you. I did reply to you. I answered the question. How long have you been streaming? I told you about like 38 minutes. It's now been 40. But yeah, mostly what I'm doing here is just digging. There's not really much to do. It's not really much in doing stuff. I'm not really gonna be here for too long. I do have work today, but I don't really know if like the latency on YouTube is very high, because I remember trying making it as low as possible. I'm gonna make this beacon out of emeralds. I'm glad that there was this iron vein here. Okay, it just keeps going down. But yes, it's life does seem tough at times, and it is. As we live in a broken world. And things do seem to be bad. And they are. But in the end, but when it's all said and done, all the bad will be gone, all the good will remain. Just keep going. Just keep going. You're doing good. You're not doing perfect because, well, no one's perfect. No one can do perfect, but God alone. Just keep going. You're doing all right. You're doing the best that you can. That's good enough. Oh, I need to. It's good. It's a good thing that I think I brought this. Brought these. There we go. Is the latency not is the latency on these streams? Hold on, let me check. Let me check. Latency should not be that bad. Latency should not be that bad. Yeah. It's like about 2 seconds. Make that 1. Never mind, it's 3. Okay. Now the reason why I went and looked at that is because yesterday I was also streaming, and the person that was in here would respond to what I said, like about like entire 5 minutes after I've said it, which I get typing and everything. That makes sense. It's not that I'm like I try and like read every I try and read every comment that comes in. Some of them the only time I'm not gonna read it, the only time I'm really gonna like avoid reading it out loud or avoid like acknowledging it. Like I'll try and acknowledge every comment that comes in, okay? Every comment in the chat, all right? But the only time I'm really gonna like what's called, try and ignore or avoid even acknowledging like the chat is when people are trying to be like, hey, I do art, I'm self-promoting myself, would you like to buy some of my art? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to acknowledge that because I made a rule about that, and I don't really want to do that anymore. You are good at preaching. Thank you. I've been practicing. That sounds sarcastic. No, I've honestly been practicing. Because at one point I just did not want to just keep it like I started going to church after a long time of not going, and there was a certain point in my life where I was not really doing good, and there was a certain point where this guy from work, he is like, hey, you should come to Bible study with me, and And at first I was like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. But then over time I started thinking about it, and then I started going, and things started to be a lot better. Things started going a lot better. But then I ended up quitting my job and then going to another job, which allowed me to have Sundays off. And I started going to church, and my outlook on life ended up being a lot better. And I thought to myself, there are a lot of people out there that have the same exact thought process that I did, where life is just meaningless, does not have a lot of stuff. There's even a book in the Bible that's written by King Solomon, where he talks about how meaningless life is, and then he's trying to find the meaning to life, and in the end he says, just serve the Lord. Serving God, that is the meaning here. And that is probably the best meaning that you can find. A lot of people are going to be like, well, that's an extremely stupid meaning. Why would I want to do that? And it's like, I recommend doing it because you'll find a lot of things in your life to not only be easier, but be a lot more peaceful. You'll find a lot more peace in your life if you just start serving the Lord, start serving God, start following Him. Your life will not sometimes. I say things will be easier, but as I said, it's not always going to be easy. It's still going to be hard. Sometimes life will even get harder, but to those who endure to the end will be saved. I don't remember exactly which verse that is, but what was the verse? You will be hated for my name's sake, and you will be persecuted, but whoever endures to the end will be saved. That, once again, I'm probably not preaching that word for word, but because my memory is not that good. I even have the Bible like right next to me. I mean, because I've been trying to learn some points in the Bible, and okay. How far are we down? We are at 39. Great. How long have we been going? 48 minutes. We'll read the Bible at the end of this. What's called end of this stream as well. The book that I'm talking about that Solomon wrote about, like, where he's trying to find the meaning to life, is the book of Ecclesiastes. It's a good book. I'd recommend reading it. But another book that I would recommend reading is the Book of Proverbs. That's another good book. That's another one of the good books. Which country are you from? I'm from the United States, from America. But yeah, that's why that's what I've started doing. I've started just reading the Bible. I even downloaded the Bible app, one of the Bible apps, and I listen to it when I'm at work, which I'm gonna do. I just haven't thought of which one. I'll probably do Ezekiel, which is about like 60 something, I think. 60 something chapters, which is kind of a lot. Which, honestly, I recommend downloading Bible app. If you're not good at reading like me, then I recommend getting that app because you'll find a lot more understanding. Because a lot of times when people are reading to you, you'll understand things more. There are a lot of things in the Bible that honestly I really wish I was taught when I was back in catechism, back in Sunday school, because I remember really not caring much for never leave the Bible, it's everything. Yeah, I got 2 of them. One of them I keep on my desk, one of them I keep in my car, so that way I don't, and one of them I have on my phone. No, but I swear, like when I was a kid, there was like there was a lot of stories that I did not understand, nor did I really care much for. And the first ever parable that I ever really took an interest in was the parable of the rich man, of Lazarus and the rich man. The way, not, I don't know if really people know that parable, but the way how the parable goes is that there was a rich man and there was a man named Lazarus. The rich man lived like a lavish life. He lived like a life that that a lot of people dream to live because he was born into wealth. And he lived every day in comfort and didn't really care about really anyone else in the world, but really himself. But then but then there's a man named Lazarus who is a poor man, a humble man who does not who suffering every day because he's starving. He doesn't get a lot of food, and he even just like would even take even just the scraps. He would even beg for just the scraps from the rich man, but he didn't really get much. And in the end, and one day Lazarus dies and is accepted into heaven, and he's comforted and he's greeted by Jesus and Abraham, the prophet Abraham, Father Abraham. And the rich man also dies as well, but instead of being greeted in heaven, he's in hell. And he's looking around, finding anything that can quench his thirst or quench them, or stop the fire. And he looks up and sees Lazarus and Abraham, and he calls out to them, saying, "Please, he's Abraham, please send Lazarus to bring me send Lazarus to give me water so that my thirst may be quenched." But the story's emotional, yeah. But Abraham just says, "I'm sorry, but that cannot happen. For you were comforted in life, and now will suffer an eternity of discomfort. And while Lazarus was once poor and in pain, is now rich and comforted. And plus, and even so, nobody can there is a great chasm in between us that nobody can go over." To which the rich man calls out, "Then please at least send Lazarus to my fathers and my father and brothers, so that warn them so that they won't suffer the same fate." But Abram says they have the prophet of Moses. They have the book. They have the prophets and the writings for Moses. If they cannot be persuaded by those, then even someone coming back from the dead will not convince them otherwise. And that's kind of where it ends. But here's the thing: when I was a kid, that's not the version I heard. That's not the version I heard. The version I heard was, there was once a rich man, there was once a poor man. The rich man did not care much for the poor man, and now the rich man is suffering. The poor man is gaining an eternal glory. I asked them, the nuns, I asked them, what's the story about? What's the meaning behind the story? What's the entire thing about? And nobody gave me an answer. They just were like, there was once a rich man, there was once a poor man. I was like, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what it's about. And I didn't understand it. That was the first time I ever really started listening to the Bible, but I didn't understand it, and no one would explain it to me. And I'm glad that I'm reading it now, because now I understand it. Plus, when I was a kid, how deep are you? Right now I am currently at Y level 31. This deep. I started on the stream. I started not long before you came in here. And so anyway, that's something that I didn't understand. And Another thing is that something I also didn't understand was like the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve. Like, what I didn't understand back then, and I now understand now because I ended up reading it and I found out why. But back then, I was like, if Adam and Eve disobeyed God, and they were kicked out of Eden, and they were told never to come back in, what's stopping them from going back in? Because they already disobeyed God before. Why not? What would happen if they did it again? But then I read the Bible and I was like, oh, that's why. Because because it says that God put cherubim to guard the Garden of Eden, and to guard the Garden of Eden with a flaming sword. And I'm like, I would have wanted to know more about the Bible if I heard this. I would have been like, this is something that I would like to know more about. I'm gonna eat the rest of this melon. You know, in real life, I don't really like watermelon. Well, I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. It's because, like, I'm always told that watermelon is supposed to be something that's, like, extremely sweet, extremely tasty. But whenever I have it, it's always... Welcome the second viewer. I think that might have been me by any chance. How deep are you? One. We're at 30. Yeah, but watermelon was never really, like, something that, like, tasted really, like, as good as everyone else would say. They will always be like, oh yeah, watermelon tastes so good, and I don't doubt it. It does taste good. Yes, it does. It's just that it's always disappointing to me because of how much the hype that's always put around it. I taste more water than the melon. That sounds like a joke, but that's true. I don't really taste much of the melon. I taste mostly the water. But anyway, back to the stories is there are a lot of things that I have found that that honestly I would have loved to understand, that I would probably understand more if I was just able, if like I was given a good given like a good example of it. Like, for example, like actually I'm gonna pull up paint for this. Hold on, let me show you. Because something that I found out, and I'm mad that I just found out about it. Did I delete paint? No, I didn't. Apparently something I found out was that I'm gonna go into this. Give me a second. Let me the size up. There we go. Something I found out is that, like, square root of 25 is 5, but that's because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. If you make a square out of both of them, if you make a square out of 5, 5 across, 5 down, then it's going to equal 25. Square root of 16 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a square out of square of 4 going horizontal, square going down. Then there you go. And it's going to equal to 16. Square root of 4 is 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. That I figured, and it took me a long time to figure that out. Which I would have honestly, I think I would have understood square roots a lot more if I was taught that. Hold on. Oh, it's for... Okay. So yeah, that's something I figured out. Oh, by the way, I'm also streaming on Twitch as well. So if you see like comments on Twitch coming up, that right there, and best viewers on streamboot.com, that's a bot. I don't know why that bot comes here, but apparently Twitch counts as a viewer. Which is something that really makes no sense to me. Is that Twitch will count that as a viewer, but won't count somebody who is viewing, an actual person viewing this who is not chatting. They won't count that as a viewer. Anyway, back to the Bible. What's another story that we can go on? Meshach, Rahab, and Abednego. I think that's their names. The three wise men in the book of Daniel who were thrown into a blazing furnace. Those guys, there was once this king Nebuchadnezzar, who built a statue out of gold and declared that when the music starts, everyone must bow down to it, and if they don't, they will be thrown into a blazing furnace. Everyone bowed down to it out of fear, but these three wise men, I'm going to refer to them as wise men because I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing their names wrong, don't bow down to it. Now, the advisors go to the king and say, hey, these three men are not bowing down like he ordered. And King Nebuchadnezzar comes in and is like, and brings them to him and tells them, I'm going to give you one more chance. Bow down to it or you're going to be thrown into the fire. And then what God will save you then? To which they say, the God of which we serve will save us from the blazing fire. And even if he doesn't, we will not stop serving him. We will continue to bow down to him. Now this angers King Nebuchadnezzar, and that's gotta be like one of the most fire lines in the entire Bible. It's we're not gonna bow down to your God. Our God will save us. And even if he doesn't, we're still going to worship him. We're still going to believe in him. And that's like one of the best lines in the Bible. One of them. And the king Nebuchadnezzar, he doesn't like this, so he orders for the furnace to be 7 times hotter than normal. And so they throw the three wise men in, and the king looks in. He's like, "Hey, we threw 3 guys in there, right?" And one of the guards is like, "Yeah, we only threw 3 guys in there." The king is like, "Because I see a 4th guy in there, and he looks like the son of a god." And so then he calls out to the 3 wise men and saying, "Come out." And they come out and they're completely unharmed. God came in and saved them. Their faith saved them. Their faith in God saved them. And sometimes I think that's how a lot of us need to be. Like, we feel like that we're about to be thrown into a furnace, but we just need to remember that so long as we have faith in God, even if we have bad things in our lives, we need to just remember that this too shall pass, that it will pass, that pain is temporary, but the eternal love of God is forever. We need to remember that. I'm going to do about maybe 5 more layers and then I'm going to get off because, well, I woke up a bit too early on this. So I'm kind of a bit tired. But I also need to do some work on some videos. I think I'm going to go find another game to play on itch.io, which that's another thing is that I've been telling people, hey, if you have a game suggestion for me on itch.io, so long as it's free, yeah, I'll play it, and I'll probably give my honest reaction on it. And back to the Bible. This story is more of a story that I was confused on when I finally read it. And it's because it's the book, and it's the story of Jonah. Story of Jonah. When I first heard the story of Jonah, it was like the entire story was given to me like over the course of like an hour. Like it was like a whole bunch of details were put in, a whole bunch of this and that was put in. I was told a lot of this. Even the VeggieTales movie was like about like over an hour long. The VeggieTales like Jonah movie was over like an hour long. And I'm like, okay, I'm expecting there to be this book to take a long time. I'm gonna show you this. It's John. Here, this is the book of Jonah. Here. This is where Jonah starts. Okay? Jonah starts here. Wait, is that Jonah? Yeah, it starts here on this page, goes to this page. And then this is where it ends. It's 4 chapters long. I mean, the story is really good because, like, about a prophet named Jonah who was told by God to go and tell the people of Nineveh, to the Ninevites, that hey, yeah, the message wasn't hey, change your ways. It wasn't change your ways, repent to the Lord. No, it was hey, just so you know, the Lord, because of the way how you guys have been going, the Lord is going to destroy you guys. And they all turn from their evil ways and they all repent. And God's like, okay. Yeah, God's like, okay, they get to live. And Jonah's actually kind of mad about this because he's like, wait, no, these are really bad people. Why are you just forgiving them? And he knew that he knew that God was going to forgive him. And that's kind of the reason why Jonah ran away in the first place. Why he was like, nah, I want to go to Tarshish. I don't want to go to Nineveh. On the exact opposite end of the what is known as the known world. And like he didn't want the Ninevites to be forgiven. He wanted them to pay for what they've done. Okay, we're gonna go and we're gonna. Okay, whoa. Okay, we're just gonna go and fix our. Do not look up. Where is the? Do I have a boat on me? Are there boats in here? No. Do I have the boats in? Oh, great. I left the boats back there. It's fine. It's fine. I got this. So laggy. Why is it so laggy? There we go. I usually have a boat for this, but not today. Nope. Okay, apparently yes. But the entire point of the story is that God will give you another chance. He doesn't want you to be gone. He wants you to be with him. He wants you to be with him in all this. I should have brought the boat. I'm going to gain the boat. I'm going to get the boat. I don't care. He doesn't want you to be gone. He wants you to be with him. You repent, he will accept your repentance if you truly want to repent. Why is everything so laggy? Take a look at something. Oh, okay. Why is everything so laggy? I don't know. Anyway. Miscellaneous non-blocks. Ah, here we go. The entire point of the story is forgiveness and compassion. Is compassion and forgiveness. That is what God gave to the city of Nineveh. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. And we should do the same. Also have compassion and also have have forgiveness. And for a lot of us, that's hard to do. It's hard because we feel that we need that people need to pay for what they've done, but what a lot of us forget is that they will pay for what they've done. Do I need to move everything up just a little bit higher? Well, I don't really want this to break, so let me go over and just fix this in a different way. We'll fix this in a different way. Also, I've noticed that that the hand doesn't do bobbing. I don't know, don't really remember why. Probably have that off. Okay, I got an idea. Let me first fix all of this. Remember when Minecraft only had, like, only one colored bed? Remember that? That was nice. But anyway, what do I got with a sword? Did all, like... Okay. Nah. There. Okay, let's go. Just a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna get up and go and do some more stuff. I tried sending my professor some stuff, but I don't think that it went through. So I'm gonna have to like talk to him. Do I have any food on me? Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, we'll be done. There we go. Okay, well, I got that song stuck in my head now. Okay, just put into this so that way we can get more food. Do you have anything in here that might help? No. Did you restock by any chance? Yes, you did. Okay. Go about five more layers, and this time, just to make sure that I'm gonna go with that 5 layers. I'm gonna dig down exactly 5 layers on all 4 corners. But yeah, I do remember, like, I do miss, like, those days of my childhood. But as I said, there's no amount of that that's gonna come back, and there's no amount of, like, wishing for that any of that to come back. And as much as I keep saying, as much as I would love for them to come back, it would not be a good idea, because it would not be the same. Even if it came back exactly the same, people would still say that it's not the same, because, well, everyone's grown up. Everyone has grown up. As much as we would like for us to go back. Off camera, I'm gonna fix everything. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, 5. One, two, three, four, 5. One, two, three, four, 5. There we go. But yeah, wait, God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, they all know what you've done. They know every single part of you. They know every bad thing that you have done. They've seen it all. And yes, they still choose to love you. And he still chooses to love you. Still still wants you to be with him. The story of the prodigal son. Yeah. Son who wanted his inheritance early, and when his dad gave it to him, he went out and immediately spent it all. And over time, was humbled and came back to his dad expecting him to treat him badly. But when he comes back, his dad comes and embraces him, and the son says, "Father, I have sinned against you and against God. I've greatly disrespected you, and all I ask is that for you to just treat me like any of your servants." And his dad turns to his servant and says, "Bring my son has returned. Bring him the finest linen clothing, and bring him a ring for his finger. And find the fattest calf, and kill it. and serve it up, for tonight we must celebrate. And, for my son was once dead and now is alive, was once missing and now has been found, was once lost and has been found. And they celebrate, and the older brother hears about this and he gets mad about it, and the dad asks, why are you so mad? And the brother says, I have served you all these years, and not once did I ever complain. I never told you no. I always did what you asked. And yet you have never given me a feast, or have thrown me a celebration like this. And the dad says, son, you have been faithful to me all these years, and not once have you ever disobeyed me. But your brother has returned, and was once dead and now is alive, was once missing and has been found. And so we must celebrate. And so now we must celebrate. All right, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go and I'm off camera. I'm gonna go and fix the I don't know why it's so it's not working. But anyway, let's read the Bible. Let's James. Let's read James. James chapter 1. Hebrews. James chapter 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes scattered among the nations, greetings. Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lack wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That man should not think he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all he does. The brother in humble circumstances ought to take pride in his high position, but the one who is rich should take pride in his low position, because he will pass away like a wild flower. For the sun rises with scorching heat, and withers the plant. Its blossom falls, and its beauty is destroyed. And in the same way, the rich man will fade away even when he goes about his business. Blessed is the man who perseveres under the trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love him. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me, for God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. but each one is tempted when by his own evil desire. He is dragged away and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when is fully grown, gives birth to death. Don't be deceived, my dear brothers. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. He chooses to give us birth through the words of the truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of all he creates. My dear brothers, take note in this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral faith and the evil that is prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word, but and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks at his face in the mirror, and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But the man who looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does. If anyone considers himself righteous and yet does not keep a tight rein on his tongue, he deceives himself, and his religion is worthless. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faithfulness is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to the Bible in the end. I thank you guys. That's gonna be it. Spread the word of the Lord. I recommend start reading the Bible. You'll find a lot of stuff in there. Even if you're a non-believer, I'd still recommend reading it because you'll still find a lot of wisdom. Still a good book. There's a lot of interesting points in there. I still recommend reading it. It's really good. As I said, try at the end of every week, try thinking about what was good and what was bad. And when you really think about it, a lot of the bad stuff is going to start fading away and it's going to be overtaken mostly by good stuff. Wake up every day, thank the Lord for waking you up with breath in your lungs. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. That's going to be it. Let God take care of your life. You'll find a lot more peace in this. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Share this to other people. Recommend this to other people. Join Discord. Join my YouTube channel and join my Twitch. I'm covering all bases here because I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. And this is also a video on YouTube. So thank you guys. Spread the word of the Lord. That's going to be it. And goodbye.